This is part 2 of the PS3's real limits. This section we're going to talk about the GPU. This was created by NVIDIA and is named the RSX, or the Reality Synthesizer. Now, this was originally supposed to release clocked at 550 megahertz, but for unknown reasons, this was cut down to 500. And this also affected the video RAM as well. The GDDR3 VRAM was originally supposed to be 700 megahertz and 22.4 gigabytes per second bandwidth. But because of the 50 megahertz cut, that suffered a 50 megahertz cut as well. So it's 650 megahertz and 20.08 gigabytes per second bandwidth. And this has most likely been a major cause to why multiplats look the way they do. Now, interestingly, there's actually one aspect of the RSX that's still 550 megahertz, and that's the pixel shader pipelines, which in my opinion might not have been such a good idea after all. If anything should have still been 550 megahertz, it should have been the vertex shader pipelines to help with all the 3D rendering. But right now in this current day, and before anybody complains that I'm going to start going to the pattern here, I guarantee you I'm going to make the effort to make sure it's not. But once again, this is where the cell processor saves the day. Morphological anti-aliasing used on the cell processor alleviates 33% resources used for the RSX. And now that it's being released on the PlayStation Edge development toolset, this could hopefully be utilized more often as well. If you saw God of War 3, you saw how much better it looks than with just multi-sampling anti-aliasing taken directly from the GPU. I believe that might really help the future of multiplats. So here's to hoping, because God of War 3, Little Big Planet 2, Infamous 2, and Killzone 3, and hopefully, quite possibly, Uncharted 3 and maybe Gran Turismo 6 will have a much better jump in graphical quality in the future. Even though that Little Big Planet 2 already does. This is Use1, the Homeless Gamer, signing out for part 2.